The cost of an arts degree will remain at a steep $50,000 until at least 2028. The Job Ready Graduates program slashed costs for science and maths courses, but cranked fees up for arts and humanities in a bid to get more people to take STEM subjects. However, the man tasked with reforming the scheme has admitted it was a failure. Well, joining us on the debrief today to discuss this is Alana Riley from Kiss FM in Brisbane and James Lake from SCA News in Melbourne. Hello to you both, Alana and James.
Hey.
Alana, I'll start with you. I know you have an arts degree behind your belt. Do you think it's worth that kind of money, $50,000 these days?
Yeah, look, I am a bit biased because I did study journalism at uni, but I think for anyone who's doing some form of arts degree, this just can't be the way to go moving forward. I think on paper, it's great to slash the price of degrees that lead to jobs we need people for, but does that mean hiking the price of less in-demand jobs? I just think this is another blow to young Aussies who already have the home ownership dream slipping away. Now, what would be the point of going to uni for a $50,000 degree where they might not be able to pay that back in the first couple of decades of their career? Like, it's just, I don't know what the answer is. I'm not an economist, but surely waiting until 2028 to even look at changing this is just far too long.
Yeah, James, I mean, it is a fair point starting on such a back foot. I mean, it feels like the world's stacked against you if you're sort of copping that kind of money before you've even got a job.
Yeah, it's tricky when you starting out university, the idea of taking on that debt doesn't seem so daunting because maybe you don't understand the consequences down the track. But you're right, $50,000 is very hefty. It's also just basic, economics, supply and demand, and the government's trying to push people into the courses with the skills that we need to run the country. If you look at China, actually, over the last couple of years, they've actually scrapped about 12,000 courses in humanities so that they're not even available for people to study anymore because the country's made the decision we need to push people into STEM. I know that's probably unpopular, but as a country, economically, maybe we need to have that conversation and say, do the skills that we need. Yeah,
well, it's in theory, yes, but some of us might not be good at STEM and maths. We're good at humanities, so there is that carve out too. Let's move on. Don't let anyone tell you you're a bogan for saying yeah, nah, because it is among a bunch of Aussie slang that have now been officially legitimised in the Oxford Dictionary. Here are 17 of the classics, including checkout chick and donkey vote. Alana, what's your favourite Aussie slang phrase that you'd love to see in the dictionary on top of some of these?
Well, I had a look and a lot of them are already in there. I think when I had a look at yeah, nah, though, because I thought I'd love to see what Oxford thinks is the official definition for this, right? I have a bone to pick with Oxford. Okay. I know they said they did a meticulous scientific, look on what to put in there, but they said the definition was yes, but. Yeah, nah, that's not what it means. It's
it
a
just
definite
means no. They should have asked a 12-year-old. See, they haven't gone to the right source here because if they asked a 12-year-old, they definitely get the meaning of it.
They did say it was contextual, but yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah, a big yeah, nah for Oxford Dictionary. James, what's your favourite Aussie slang?
Yeah, you're right. They did get yeah, nah wrong. I love that snot block has made the list because
it's an important addition.
If you just say snot block to somebody, they don't really know what you are talking about unless you actually can see a snot block. I'd love the phrase waiting for a mate to be put in there as well. That would be handy.
I like the fact that we always tell everyone as Australians something it isn't. So it's not far, it's not much, and it's no worries. Even though when someone says to me no worries, that means probably I have to be worried about it, but it is a very Aussie thing, isn't it? Just finally, a TikTok influencer's video's gone viral, rather, for her laundry list of things she won't do for her husband, including not doing his laundry, not making his doctor's appointments, and not cooking his dinner. She says she's not his mum, but the comments argue that these are kind of acts of kindness. Where do we sit on this? Is it an act of kindness to be doing someone's dirty laundry, Alana?
I don't know if it's an act of kindness or more so just being in a cohabiting, functional relationship personally, because it's just more economical. If you've got laundry and someone else has it, pop it all in the same load if you can. If you're making a meal, make it for both of you. I know when you add kids into the equation, it's probably a little bit harder, but I don't know.
Well, they say they share the kids' laundry, they do their own. The whole thing just seems like James, are quite complicated to me. And also, it's a good way of getting out of things you don't want to do when you divvy up. You know,
Yeah.
I'll do the laundry, you have to do the garbage, for example. That's how it works in my household.
Oh, like, absolutely. A good relationship, a good marriage should involve dividing up the jobs to conquer those things together. She's focused, I think, too much on what she doesn't do for her partner, though, which makes it sound like he's a bit hard done by. We'd love to hear the other side of the story. What things does he contribute to the house? Because I'm sure if he decided he didn't want to cook dinner, she'd be a bit angry about that.
Well, stay tuned with influencers. There'll be a part 2, no doubt. Alana James, thanks for your insights today.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
Sal.
All right.